Hi, this is Chris, Video Game Dust Sleeves, and you're listening to the VGDS podcast with DanCavDragon,
Hey everyone.
Bones06,
How's it going?
Guest Gamers Dad Level Podcast,
Hello, people.
and MT Shark 7.
Hey everyone.
Sleeve it or leave it. First title, Fahrenheit for Sega CD, and actually this comes with the Sega CD 32X as well in this one. It's 2-disc combo. Bones, sleeve it or leave it.
I already got it sleeved 3D, boys. So, there's your answer. It's a big old yes.
MT Shark,
Yeah, let's leave it.
Dad Level,
I have it with the original box, but I probably did the 3D sleeve for it.
and DanCav.
Yeah, I would sleeve it. These are pretty unique games.
Next title, Worms Armageddon for N64. Bones, sleeve it.
Yes, sir. I already got it sleeved.
Dad Level,
I would.
DanCav.
I am not a fan of the Worms games, so I would not sleeve it.
Oh, wow.
MT Shark.
I would sleeve it since this game's pretty expensive.
Well, since you're not a fan of the Worms games, are you a fan of Intellivision games, Dan?
Oh yeah, I'll sleeve this one.
Space Hawk for Intellivision. Dan's a yes. Dad Level.
Yeah, because I probably wouldn't have this with the box, so.
MT Shark.
Well, I'll skip it. I have this complete in box already.
And Bones.
I'm actually looking to see if I have this complete in box, to be honest. It looks very familiar. Give me 1 second, because it's going to be the same as the other one was that we did recently, where it's going to be if it's loose, I'm going to have it in the box. Nothing with a sleeve, but loose, yes. But I'm still interested. Yes, I do. I have it complete.
All right. Next title, Cowboy Kid for the NES. MT Shark.
Yeah, I would sleeve this game.
Dad Level.
Yeah, I'd sleeve it. I would change the cowboy to look like Kurt Russell from Tombstone. Because it does look like him a little bit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
DanCav.
Yeah, I know this is a valuable game, so I would sleeve it.
And Bones.
Yeah, I mean, just for the sole fact that it is a more uncommon game. I have it in box, so I'm not going to sleeve that, but
Wow.
yeah, I would.
Next
Yeah, that's
segment.
impressive.
Guess that box art. Any of you guys have a ponder for the first one?
Nope.
Metal flame shark with missile.
All right, I'll give you the console, N64. Probably doesn't narrow it down much, but... Well, it narrows it down a lot. There's only 296 N64 games, so...
Wow.
I'll give you another hint. It's a racing type game.
San Francisco Rush 2040 or whatever.
No. There is a lot of racing games for N64.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
That means I have it, and I don't know what it is.
Bones, you do have it.
And it's sleeved.
It is sleeved. It's an acronym. That is another hint.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get it.
I'm not cheating, so I have no idea.
The actual title is an acronym. First letter of the title is an S.
N64 is my weakest collection, so
Yeah, I've drawn a blank.
Dude, are we gonna have to skip this one?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It
So
might. Be,
I'm
it's
not
gonna make an
gonna look at
appearance next
pictures.
time.
Okay.
I'm not going to look at pictures. Nope.
put it out on the internet. But
Yeah, somebody might guess it online.
We need an APP on this game.
Man, if you got, it's a shame because like it's a real easy like. It's a real
Racing
easy.
game that's a racing game that with the acronym.
It's an
starts-
acronym, and I
starts
gave you
with
the
S.
first letter, and it's only 4 letters. I believe it's only 4 letters. No, it's 5 letters.
Speed?
No.
Something.
What'd you say, Bones?
Scar.
Did you say Scar?
Yeah.
That's it. Scars.
Oh my god.
Never heard of this game.
Scars. Just like it's kind of like obviously that shark, but like it's kind of like Matchbox cars.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like that, or Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a tough
You pulled
one.
that out of your ass, man.
Yeah. My god.
All right, next.
If you wouldn't have told me the console or especially the letter and then continued to go, I never would have got it.
I had no choice. I don't think you guys are like drawing blanks. So I was gonna let it go. I was gonna be like, all right, yeah, I'll just let it go and put it in the next podcast. But what's the chances of the next podcast you guys did your homework?
Yeah.
Unless you actually literally write down all the hints I gave you and like go online and like search for it. All right, next title.
$29.
What's that, Bones?
MiG-29
No.
or something.
This is an NES title.
Okay.
2 words.
Desert Strike.
You're on the right track.
Desert Storm.
Well, you got the second word right. Strike. So it's blank strike.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think now. Oh man, come on guys. Come on guys.
Trying to think of the NES titles I have. I don't think I have this.
Trying to figure out a way to say it without saying it.
It's not MiG Strike or Fighter Strike.
No.
Oh man.
All right, first word starts with a D.
And it's not desert?
No.
Desert Strike? No, I'm joking.
Man,
Blank
ring a bell.
strike.
D.
Huh.
What's a word for 2?
Dual Strike.
Getting there.
Deuce.
Duet. Double Strike.
There you go. Double.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Double strike
Two
for the
Two
NES.
toughies.
Yeah.
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 People will be watching this and be like, "You're an idiot. That's so easy."
Good job, Chris. I think that's the first time you stumped us completely with that one.
Yeah. I definitely never played either one of these games, so.
So both of those games, I could have been like, yeah, let's go on to the next podcast, and you would have seen them again. But I was nice. I was a good guy.
Well, at that point, I definitely would have scars because I couldn't figure out the last time. That was a pun, but it's okay.
Yeah, I know. I heard it.
Okay, on to the logo sleeve of the month, guys. It's Gaming Off the Grid's logo sleeve. I have, I believe, 2 of them, so there are multiple to choose from.
3
total?
3 total.
Yeah, I think I have 2 of the 3. And anybody is interested in acquiring one of these awesome logo sleeves, hit up Chris at Video Game Dust Sleeves, and he will accommodate. Let's see. Dad, you pick a game to go in there.
Full spot? I don't know. Just because of the bottle cap there?
Have you seen or watched any of their content at that level?
No.
Okay. Go ahead, Bones. You put a game in there. You watch their content sometimes.
Well, they're always into shooters and other things like that.
Wrestling.
Yeah. Since I was going to pick a wrestling game for it, I just don't know which ones they would play on the NES.
Well, it doesn't have to be NES. You know, I sleep everything.
Well, it's an NES sleeve. I'm going to go with NES, so we're going to go with WrestleMania.
All right. Dan?
Okay, franchise of the month. By the way, I'm still impressed that Bones has Cowboy Kid in box. That game's about $1,000 there. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's one of your gems in your collection for sure. Okay, franchise of the month. Uncharted is the series. This is a Sony PlayStation exclusive. One of their franchise exclusive franchises. It's been around since PS3 and it's continuing on in the current gen. I also, as a bonus, included the Uncharted movie. So please share your thoughts on the movie as well if you've seen it. So let's start at the top with Bones. What are your thoughts of the Uncharted franchise and the movie?
Well, franchise is good. It's definitely fun. I've only dabbled in the first few. I have acquired 4. I haven't played it yet. I don't have the next 2 there in line. Yet again, I don't own a PlayStation 5 yet, folks. So I don't have the one on PS5, and I've never seen the movie. But they're definitely fun games. I would suggest people try them.
All right. Yeah, the one is a Vita game at the bottom. The Golden Abyss. That's a Vita exclusive. One of the probably reasons to buy Vita, or definitely a game you must have if you have a Vita. And then the PS5 is really a remastered collection of a couple of the other games. So it's not really a new entry, but I'll definitely look forward to a PS5 entry when it comes on. All right, Level, how about yourself on the Uncharted series?
So I had a buddy I worked with when I was in accounting back in the day that wanted me to try the series for the longest time. And I've only really got into it maybe about just before 4 came out. So I played through 1 through 3 and then played 4. Loved the heck out of it. Played Golden Abyss and then the Lost Legacy. So I enjoy this franchise. I think this is Naughty Dog's best series besides Crash. And I'd hope to see there be another game. I prefer this over The Last of Us for sure. But yeah, Uncharted movie was good. I mean, if you took out all the characters and changed their names to generic people and have it not tied to Uncharted, I think it would have been even better. Because yeah, as we were saying before we started talking about the podcast, Tom Holland's kind of like the furthest, and same thing with Mark Wahlberg from playing Nathan Drake and Sully. But yeah, I'd recommend it. I recommend it for the people to check them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just jump in real quick and say that I played the first 3. I actually I bought them whenever they came out, but then I never really played them until I got the 3rd one, and I got a 3rd one. I was like, I should probably start playing this, and so I binge played these. I actually played 1, 2 right away, and started 3, all within the same weekend, and then which I really do that these days, and play so much of a single game, or much less a trilogy. But that's how good it was. It just made me want to continue, and I was a big Tomb Raider fan, and so this kind of definitely fill that void, and in some ways I liked it even better than Tomb Raider. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the series. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, I love the series. I beat all the games. Definitely look forward to next entry. Unfortunately, next entry will probably be on PS5, and I don't own a PS5 yet, so that'll be kind of a bummer. But I enjoyed all the games. I still have yet to see the movie though. It's definitely on my the watch list. I even enjoyed the spin-off one as well.
The Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I did not play, so I'm curious to check that out. And all right, and then how about Chris?
Yeah, I played 1, 2, and 3. I beat those. 4 I do have. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. And the movie, it was good, but like Dad Level said, you kind of have to watch it without the connection to the game. And yeah, that's about it. I want to get the Vita. I want to get the Vita game, but I don't have a Vita.
Don't you have the PlayStation Uncharted bundle, Chris, or is that a different bundle?
I have the. I think it's like the dual pack. I don't. For 2 and 3, I think came together in one bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that.
Thought so.
Well, let us go on record. You know, we always do these franchise of the months, and Chris always says, "I don't play games. I don't do that. I haven't played it." But this is a series he's actually played and beaten. So, so nice. That shows you.
I do play games. I do play games. Yeah, it does speak volumes actually. Cause,
yeah.
Like.
Hey, man, everybody's got to take breaks once in a while.
Breaks. I've been on breaks for years, man.
Well, then you don't know how long the break's got to be.
Couldn't remember the last time I played a video game. And it's funny, if we have the podcast, but I love video games though. That's never going to change. But this series is definitely one to play, for sure. If you're looking for something like Dan said, like a Tomb Raider-ish type game, this is definitely it.
Yep, that's it. So, yeah, thanks everyone. That's franchise of the month.
All right, on to the random questions. Let's see by Dan. So there's 12 here. So let's get started. Number 1, if you had to be stranded on an island with one console, what would it be? Yes, you have electricity to play the console. Bones. What
now,
would
I
it be,
have a
Bones?
question. I have a question. You don't say what we're allowed for games. Like, do I have a full set of games for this console, or am I like limited to like 3 games? Because if you're gonna pick something like that, I would say give me the Vita that I don't own, I've never played, I don't own a single game for with the whole set, and I'd be very content with that because that's years of gaming.
Just for I would say you could have the entire library. Let's say you have a flash card or something. You could have the entire library of games.
I don't know, man. It'd still be really hard. I have to go. I have to go with my NES, man, because that's always my go-to fallback. Like I can never get tired of just playing an hour and a half to 2 hours of Mario Brothers or Punch Out or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something else.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying though. Like, you know, would you want like there's certain games or consoles that I'm like, oh, I just don't have time to play this, and if I just need to go on a desert island and play this by myself, you know, and have time to do this because I've never had time to look at this before. Or you could say, hey, what do I feel more comfortable with? If I could only have one thing, what would I miss the most? So yeah,
take RPGs with you, Dan.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, answer how you feel, but yeah, that's cool. NES for Bones, right?
Yep.
Dad Level.
So, like, am I stranded on the island from Lost where they have houses and everything?
Because they have electricity.
Yeah.
I hope nothing's trying to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a wide range of things. I mean, do I need to worry about this being like a desert island with like very? Do I have to worry about?
No, you're just
consoles?
on an island with a fucking console. That's
you're
it.
happy and comfortable. It's a nice place.
Well,
You
yeah,
will be
because
dehydrated and dead in 3 days. Go.
well, because I'd be worried about like if I've never found like my cartridges being like ruined by the elements or something like that. But I did think about this one. It'd probably either be the Super Nintendo or PlayStation, PS1.
Mark, MC Shark.
I mean, I would have to go with the Magnavox Odyssey 2.
Nice.
And Dan.
I would pick my TurboGrafx. I love that system, and if I could have one system to die with, I would pick that system.
Number 2, try to remember and name a game you played your senior year of high school. If you can't remember specifically that year, get as close as possible. Bones.
Well, I can't 100% remember if it was my senior year, but it was definitely close to it. Was those pinball games that me and you, Dan, were picking up. That's close, but I know for a fact back in 2000, whatever Grand Theft Auto was out back in 2000 was my senior year. That is a game I was playing my senior year.
GTA 3? Was that GTA 3? I think it might have been.
I think it was. Because it was on Dreamcast, because my buddy had a fucking boner and a half over the Dreamcast, and then he eventually went right to PlayStation shortly after that. So I remember that distinctly senior year.
That level.
I'm gonna go with Tekken Tag, the arcade version.
DanCav.
Yeah, this question is kind of designed to like show the difference in ages and when we were who was in high school, what game was out and stuff. But I go back even further. So I specifically remember Super Mario 3 coming out when I was in high school, and yeah, I was playing that, trying to beat it instead of studying for my tests in high school.
MC Shark.
I think Power Stone 2 came out in around 2002. I just remember playing that game, and I remember my knucklehead friend teasing me because that was around the time when PlayStation 2 was coming out. He's like, "Oh, want to play PS2?" I was like, "Oh, you finally got it?" He was talking about Power Stone 2.
I knew it was going somewhere.
You mean like, was he talking about the bouncer?
It's Power Stone.
No, I know. Yeah.
Thought it was the system.
Number 3. Who is winning the current generation of console wars and why? PS5, Xbox Series X, or Switch? If you could pick only one to own, which would it be? Bones. Yeah.
Alright, so for me, I'm going to have to go with the Switch, only for the sole fact that's the only one that I own out of that selection of 3. I would still pick the Switch regardless, just because of the fact that you can take it on the go. Newer consoles, even the Switch itself, I'm just not as in the video games for the more current and newer stuff than I am for retro. So I don't have too much to really input on it, but I will pick the Switch just because I own one.
But do you think they're winning the current console war though?
I mean, that's tough, man. Everything seems like...
Is there such a thing as a console war anymore?
I
don't think so.
I don't really feel like there is a console war anymore. If there would be, it would be PlayStation and Xbox for a Switch, just because they're more or less kind of the same, and Switch is still different.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to see it as like Nintendo's always been a family-oriented company. So I never compare Nintendo with PlayStation or Xbox. I would always compare PlayStation and Xbox together, but never Nintendo. Nintendo's always off, left field by themselves, I feel anyway.
Most of the time. They go on a different path.
That level.
Honestly, I probably would say that the Xbox Series S is doing better than the PS5, just because it's really hard to get a PS5 at the moment. As far as exclusives go, it was reported that the PS5 is doing better. Yeah, I agree. It's really hard to consider the Switch to be a competition to these juggernauts of a console. I have all three, so if I had to trade in one because I had to, or two because I needed bills to pay, I'd probably turn in my Switch and my Xbox Series S because I mean, I got Final Fantasy, I got Tekken. I mean, there's the games that I can.
And
be
like
playing.
you said, the availability for Series X and Switch, you can always get another one.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
PS5, good luck.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, MT Shark.
I would say, I would say like the Switch is winning, but then why wouldn't I put them in the same category as the PS5 or Xbox? So, that being said, I would say the Xbox is winning over the PS5 just because of availability. And if I had to pick one to own, it would be PS5 because that's the only one I don't own.
DanCav.
Yeah, you guys bring up really good points. I think the good news is that I think all three are very viable and have good features and stuff. So that's good for everybody and good for gaming. Yeah, I don't know the sales figures and stuff, and I'd be curious to see like who's selling the most. But
So does all right, not to cut you off, but does anybody
Yeah.
know why the PS5 is not on the shelf?
Last time I looked into it was like a chip shortage.
Is it still a chip shortage?
I believe so. I think that's why they're doing they're trying to come out with that slim version. Someone was talking to me about it yesterday, that they're talking about doing a system that's just like you get a digital version of it, and then you would get either like a expandable or internal optical drive for the Blu-ray component to make it a little bit more cheaper, so everybody can at least get a system.
Jeez. All right, Dan, go ahead. Back to what you were saying.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, all three I think are doing well, but yeah, I think a couple of you guys mentioned the Xbox Series X doing better. I definitely hear that their Game Pass model is doing well, and people seem to be going for that.
Well, they're doing better because nobody can get the PS5.
Yeah,
that's the whole kit and caboodle, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the Game Pass goes against us purists and owning physical media and stuff like that, so that's kind of concerning. But yeah, other than that, I have all three. If I had to pick one, that's a good question because I really like the Nintendo stuff and that's dear to my heart and something that goes back to day one for me. But I'm also always wanting the better graphics and more powerful stuff for the future. So if I had to pick one, I think there's probably more games I own more PS5 games that I still need to play. So I'd probably pick the PS5 as my one system if I had to go down to one.
But Switch has a plethora of games, like an extreme amount of games.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I mean they're all worth owning, and it'd be hard to choose just one.
Yeah. All right, number 4, Super Mario Brothers the movie. What do you think of the early previews? Is it going to be good? Empty Shark.
Yeah, I watched the one preview. It looks pretty decent. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Dad level.
Oh yeah, even if I didn't want to see this movie, my wife and son would make me go. But no, with all the two trailers and the little bitty like snippets from like different countries and stuff,
Right.
It's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of elements from the Nintendo universe within this movie, so I think it'll be good.
Bones.
Okay, well, this is the first insight I'm actually hearing from people on it, because I heard they were coming out with one, and the track record in my eyes of them redoing movies to today's standards, no, I don't rush to see any of them, so I have no idea.
Have you seen the preview, Bones?
Yeah,
I have not even gone on to look at it. Like
Dude,
I said,
you got to watch the
I was
preview.
like, oh no, they're
Yeah.
gonna kill this.
You got to
I'll-
watch
I'll
the
s-
preview.
I'll post them the different trailers and stuff in the.
Yeah, definitely
Definitely
watch
here.
the preview. You'll. It's not what you think.
Yeah, it's not at all. I mean, there's references to like Smash Brother, Mario Kart, all of it in there.
And Dan?
Yeah, I mean, if Sonic can do well, I think Super Mario should definitely do well. Especially, this looks very accurate. It looks like they nailed, a lot of the universe, as that level said. I guess the one concern was Chris Pratt and the voice and all that. That's the one thing that
Yeah, that's
people.
because people wanted Charlie Mayonette. Is that his name?
Charles
Yeah.
May.
Yeah, they wanted
Yeah.
him to do the voice. But if you think about it, there's no way logically for him to do the voice that whole movie. Like,
Well-
think about it. If he did his voice throughout the whole movie, it would not sound right.
Well, and on top of that, you have him also doing the voice of Luigi and if,
Right, right.
Wario or
Right.
Waluigi are in the movie. Yeah.
That's just too much.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. So I'm looking forward
I
to
tell
it.
you that Jack Black is doing Bowser. That is
Yeah, he sounds good.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
he sounds good.
Yeah, he sounds really good in the movie. Just the little tidbits that we heard, like I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
He really brought him to life. All right, yeah, Bones, definitely watch the preview when you get a chance.
Cool.
All right.
Now that I've heard some good insight,
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
actually
I'm not scared to watch it.
Right.
I will actually check it out.
from what I've seen and heard about it, like Dan was saying, like the only thing was Chris Pratt as Mario was like the hiccup, but I don't know. I think he did good. Well,
The
fine.
second trailer gives you more of like him doing Mario's voice than that first initial trailer.
Right. All right, number 5. Name a game everyone seems to like, but you don't. Dan.
Oh man. We've talked about this before, but like I am not into Pokemon games. So that's something that just doesn't
I think
interest me.
like 3 or 4 out of the 5 of us in here don't like Pokemon games.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Pokemon and Call of Duty games. I just don't like those games.
Bones.
Well, it's not going to be in everyone because it still is going to be a limited market. But I'm going to go with sports games like Madden.
MC Shark.
I would say the Souls games. I'm not really into them.
And that level.
There's quite a few, and the only one that right now it pops into my head is going to be The Last of Us 2.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people like that game.
Yeah,
A little too many people like that game.
There's a spoiler that happens at the beginning of the game that just felt out of character and not right for personal reasons. I just and I refused to play the game, so I didn't pick it up. But yeah, I won't play it because of what happens.
But the first game you like.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed the first one a lot.
All right, number 6. Name a game that everyone trashes, but you actually like. Dan.
Yeah, this is hard. I've been thinking about this question. Yeah, I came with these questions, but I don't have an answer for this one. But I've been thinking about a game that everybody hates, and I actually did like. I would say, I mean, just in general, like Atari games, like Atari 2600 games. There's a lot of just because they're old, and a lot of people don't appreciate them as much now. Some people, it's easy to trash them because they look old. But I'm, as a fan of the console, I'm always nostalgic and like all the games. Like, how about E.T.? E.T. was a game that everybody makes fun of. They
There you go.
buried it in the
Yep.
desert or whatever, and
They
I
buried it in
actually like that game.
Mexico.
Yeah, I mean that game gets trashed. Even back then, it got trashed. But I beat it, so I don't hate it or anything.
All right, MC
I
Shark.
just saw that commercial. It's when they were releasing ET for Christmas, and it was the commercial's hilarious from years ago. They finished it off right at the end. They go, "Just in time for the holiday season. Get your hands on ET."
Nobody got their hands on it though.
Yeah, the landfill did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MC Shark.
Yeah, I would go with like the older generation of games like Odyssey 2, and like Atari 2600.
That level.
Since it was brought up in the first question, I mean the last question, I enjoy Pokemon. I know, but that's subjective because I know a lot of people like it. But as far as the group of people on the podcast tonight, I don't know. I think I'm probably in the minority here.
Yeah, probably. Bones.
I don't like Pokemon either, but that's okay. It's not that I don't like it. I watched the very first season of Pokemon on TV, and after that, I called it quits. And I never played any of the games. I have no ambition to put it in. I know if I put it in, it's going to be just like when I threw Minecraft in, and I sat there for 15 minutes going, "What the hell am I doing?" And I took it right out. So mine would be. I don't want to say that necessarily everybody trashes it. It's just I can see why it's a turnoff. But I really, really enjoyed Rock Band. Like, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I bought every single song pack. Like, I played the ever-living hell out of that. But a lot of people didn't like that. They didn't like the noise it made, or they just didn't like playing the instruments. You know, I mean, I get it, but that was one that I used to hear more and more people complain about.
I'm
I
with
like
you
Rock
there.
Band.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I like it. Yeah. I miss those. I wish they would still have those things,
There's nothing better when you got like 3 or 4. Well, yeah, 4 of you. I mean, I pity the person who always gets stuck singing, but yeah, it's fun when you get a group of people together.
All right, 7. Rank the following genres: sports, RPGs, shmups, racing, FPS, and survivor horror. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh man, I would say I am an RPG fan, so I like that the best. Survival horror, probably second. Resident Evil type games; those are always good. I do like shmups. Number 3. Racing probably 4. Sports 5, and yeah, FPS not my thing. So that's last.
Mark.
For me, from most favorite to least, I would say first-person shooters and survival horror and shmups and racing and RPGs and then sports.
Dad level.
RPGs, survival horror, first-person shooters, shoot 'em ups, racing, and then sports.
And Bones.
First-person shooters, shmups, survival horror. Then I would probably go with RPGs, sports racing.
All right. Next, number 8. Name a movie or TV show that needs a game but never got one. That level.
I need a little more time on that one.
Okay.
I think.
Take your
Yeah.
time. Does anybody have anything? Because I can always skip it and go to the next one.
Actually, you know what? Either a, well, no, I can't say that one. Escape from New York
Okay.
would make a cool game.
Empty Shark, did you say you have one?
Yeah, I would say Seinfeld.
Oh wow. What kind of game would that be?
Yes, maybe like an interactive cinema one where you choose kind of choose your own story, or maybe it could be like a point and click.
Bones? Anything?
I'm thinking, man. I'm really thinking.
Dan, you got one?
Well, I'll stall for time for these guys and ramble on maybe, but like I definitely feel like compared to like the old days when there was like movies made out of, there's games based on every single movie you can think of, like Bill and Ted even, and those type of games. They don't do that nearly a lot these days. So there's always a game, a movie that comes out and go, man, I'm surprised they never made a game with that. Yeah, and that could go for like all the Marvel, they do have like Marvel Avengers and those type of games, but they don't have like movie specific ones for every single movie. Like there was never a Avengers Endgame or Infinity Wars
Or like
specific.
Wakanda.
Yeah,
Like
Black
a
Panther
Wakanda
game, or
Mhm.
yeah, or and that goes with Star Wars too. Like they don't make they didn't have like a Han Solo game or a Rogue One, which would have been really good. Those are all been prime. And I think it's because it's big budget licensing. They don't have time, and pandemic and all these things all went into all that. So I think there's definitely not as many movie games as there used to be. And I
You
think
could call me old, Dan, but I would
Yep.
pick the A Team.
Or maybe they
for a
just
TV
don't.
show.
Or maybe they just don't have the market for it, Dan.
could be, yeah.
Well, it's also like someone coming up with a good creative idea or concept that's gonna work. Because I mean, for me, another one that I always would love to see is like a They Live as a side-scrolling beat 'em up, where you play as Frank and Nada, the two main characters, and they're going around beating up the aliens and stuff, with all the different set pieces from the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of movies that I was like, oh, this would make a perfect video game, and but nobody's seen this movie, so.
Yeah.
So
By the way, Bones, 18 was a good one.
I feel like
I thought
that
that'd be cool. Like, I don't think I can. Do you know of a game, Dan?
that's the thing. Like, I feel like that I don't know. I
It
feel like
sounds
they made
familiar, but I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I
I have to look it up.
mean, I think there was a game for, but Big Trouble in Little China. I think that would be an awesome game. I think there probably
Yes.
was a
There was one on
Commodore,
the Atari or Commodore, one of the
yeah,
two.
Commodore 64 or something. But I think
Yeah.
that would be even like in a modern day, that would make a really good game version of that.
Yeah, another beat 'em up. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Players.
Yep.
All right, on to the next one. 9. Name one game you wish you had in your collection and why. Dan.
Oh man, I'm a big. I'm trying. I'm a collector, so of course I would want Stadium Fence, the big, the big holy grails. Just because I don't have them, and it just that sometimes defines like who, if you're like a serious collector or if you're like a big time collector, is if you have like one of those holy grails. So any of those really high price games, I would love to have in my collection.
Bones.
Well, for me, it's going to end up having to be Sculptor's Cut because that's my next unicorn. That's the next game I need that's going to be the most expensive, that it's going to get put on the back burner for a while.
That level.
I have like two Metal Gear Solid on the Game Boy Color. I used to have it and I traded it in, and then regret doing it now. The other one would be Shining Force 3 for the Sega Saturn. My grandmother got that back for me for my, I think my 17th birthday. I can't remember, but I ended up trading that one in as well, and it's like I regret it.
And Mark, MC Shark.
I would say Ewan, since I'm into survivor horror games. Always wanted to check that one out.
All right, number 10. Name a game that best represents you. Bones.
Shit, I know you want me to say Barbie. That best represents me?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, man.
A character that, like, you want me to find like a character? I mean,
Well, no, you just something that when they think, like it's either like
Bones.
something that, like whenever you say like the this logo seed of the month, it's like, what game would
You
put
would
in their
be
sleeve?
Super Mario Brothers 3, Bones.
oh no, I would have to go with Doom more than that. Like,
Yeah, so
when
that's a-
when I think
you got
me,
it, Doom.
I like, dude, I bought Funko Pops in Doom. Like, I won't buy a Funko Pop to save my life, but I went out and bought Doom one, so I'm gonna say Doom. Has to
See,
be
there you go.
That's a good pick.
Yep. That level.
Tekken.
DanCav.
Yeah, mine could be the game that nobody likes, but I do. But Dragon's Lair, the full motion video game, that's one of my favorite games of all time. And so, like, I try to buy everything Dragon's Lair I can. So that game, I would say, represents at least me and my interests, I guess.
MC Shark.
I would have to say Doom, since it's my favorite franchise.
Wow, two Doom lovers.
All right, number 11. What is a good gaming snack? Bones.
Gummy worms, bro.
I knew it was coming. It was either that or gummy bears.
No, gummy worms, man.
That
Sour
level.
kind. Probably like Doritos or something.
Dan.
I mean, my friends and I always ate Swedish fish when we were playing games. But, I mean, the one thing to take into consideration is, like, what would be good while
That
you're
doesn't
gaming.
mess up your controller.
Yeah, exactly. That's why pizza was always I would hate pizza because, like, my controllers would be so greasy afterwards. And I have to clean them all off after everybody played it.
Yeah, like gummy worms is a safe bet. Swedish fish. Not so much Doritos, but
Doritos, no, like orange
No.
powder.
Well, if you get the Cool Ranch, you don't have that too much.
You still
That's
got the crap on your hands no matter what. Alright, MC Shark.
Well, Reese's Pieces,
Yeah,
Oh,
since
yeah.
it doesn't mess up your.
doesn't melt in
You
your
still
hands.
play and still
Yes.
play and doesn't mess up your
Mhm.
hands or get greasy or anything.
Alright, last one, number 12. Ask any other person on the podcast one random video game related question. Bones? Got anything?
Ask one person. Let's see here. Who's gonna be the lucky person? Let's go with Mark. Mark, what do you think it's gonna be like in the next, like, let's say 10 years? Do you think, with physical media being on its way out? Do you think our collections are going to be sought after by the generations?
Yeah, I think they would definitely be sought after because I think by that time, unfortunately, I think it'll be all digital at that point, especially with the hard drives. Eventually, like memory going down in price, it'll be easier to have more storage space to store everything digital.
Nice.
That level?
Dan, do you think that the retro video game scene would crash at any point in time, where you'd see the prices go down?
That's a good question. You know, I see the prices going down already a little bit, and I do a lot of claims. Like I buy off a lot of claim sales on Instagram, and there's some sellers that I've been following, and I always balk at their prices. I was like, this guy's crazy. He's asking way above market value. But even I noticed like trends where like they're getting really reasonable, and their prices are going down about for certain games. I hope that's a nice trend where prices are being in check. In terms of crashing, where they're like everybody's going to be selling them for pennies on a dollar, I don't think it'll get that bad. Hopefully, that's bad for everybody. But I mean that then you get people who
That's good for me.
it's good for that.
That's good
Like,
for me too.
people are willing to like. But that happened before with Atari and stuff, and people didn't play games for 3 or 4 years until Nintendo came back.
I'm sure people will play games in
That's the thing, I think-
this day and age, but like
I think games are here to stay. Like they're always going to be there. There's enough people playing them, and there's enough money in the industry to keep it going. But prices going. I think people, especially in when people in an economy where like we have inflation now and people are starting to get talk about recession. I think people are going to try to make money when they can. So I think there are always going to be people trying to capitalize on the market and trying to like make money off it. So I don't think prices are going to go crater, but I think prices will go down just due to like people needing to make money and sell and stuff.
all right, Dan.
Oh, my turn.
Yep.
I'll give it back to Dad level. What's the first video game that you remember playing in your life?
Probably it would have been an arcade. Most likely. Jeez, I'm trying to think. Probably the Star Wars game, the one's kind of like that had the vector graphics.
Yeah.
Okay.
MC Shark.
Alright, I ask you, Chris, what systems are you currently collecting for?
Anything and everything reasonably cheap. I don't have like a random. I'm like more of a random buyer. I don't buy to collect for a certain console. So like anything reasonable, I usually pick up.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm going for full sets yet or not. What's up, Dan?
No, I was gonna say Bones didn't get any questions, so you can ask Bones a question.
Bones, do you really like Barbie?
To be honest, no, I don't.
Bones, how did that come about?
I just, you know what it came about was I ended up finding a whole bunch of Barbie games over the span of like a week. Remember, I found that one inbox Genesis one that me and you got a hell of a laugh at with me playing.
Oh yeah,
I got a bunch of them on other consoles like the Wii.
And then somebody dared me to do a sleeve.
Yeah.
For you as Barbie. I think that might have been Mike at the time.
And that's pretty much how it.
And then it just stuck with you.
Yeah. So then it just turned into I like Barbie games because I played that one and complained on how bad it was.
Will you see the Barbie movie, Bones?
No.
Is it a real life movie or is it a cartoon?
They're making a real live action movie.
Are they really?
It's got Margot Robbie. It's got who's the dude in there?
I think I might watch it.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. It's Cat.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were making a real life.
Well, if they made a video game, would you pick it up first day?
Oh yeah, the movie game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick it up day one.
No.
I would wait until it was like $5. I would get it. All right. Last segment, game of the month. Bones.
I'm gonna go with Skyward Sword on the Switch.
Did you pick that up?
No, I'm looking at it right now.
I knew you said you were going to get it. You just didn't know if you got it or not.
Well, I'm torn on picking it up, or should I buy it with the two controllers, the two Joy-Cons? Because, you got to have one and the other. Peas and carrots, Jedi.
Yeah. That level.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the remake.
DanCav.
I recently got the latest Star Ocean game, Star Ocean Divine Force, so...
And MT.
Galantis Humanity Lost, which is the game of the month for the Evercade this month.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Dan, for coming up with the questions.
All right, yeah.
And thank you guys for tuning in with me. And
Thanks for having us.
please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, don't blow, just leave. Peace.
See ya.
Later, everyone.
Bones.
Yo, 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 yo.
That level.
Hello, Dadites.
DanCav.
How's it going?
MT Shark.
Hey, everyone.